Yeah, and then he said, what else you done? I said, the Warriors. And I swear to God, they just went crazy. They started, they knew every word, every song, everything. And Dr. Dre, I've seen him over the same thing. It's the most sample. Have you seen Shaq when they win the championship, stand up on the steps and go, "Can you dig it?" I mean, it just keeps going. So, anyway.
I got one quick question for James before we throw it out to the, given that response from the audience, I've always wondered, because you often hear stories about people who in action films get kind of picked on in clubs in terms of wanting people to start a fight with somebody who's been in a violent film. Did you get that reaction at all, being so like the face of the Warriors?
I think they were astonished that I was actually so much smaller than I looked like. I think maybe one time one guy wanted to go with me, and I just said, it was ridiculous. He seemed very disappointed. He was all juiced out, really a real musclehead. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but he was, I said, man, it was a movie. Come on, get a hold of yourself. I don't even remember what I said. I said, nah, that's not going to happen. And he just sort of sat there pouting. No. Honestly, no. Nobody's ever wanted to make me a trophy.
There's a baseball fury right here. Ready to go. Okay, let's take a couple of questions and then with these guys.
Well, you know what happened to that one. That's why I sit still.
Right here.
I have a quick comment and a question. Years ago in New York, I wanted to just say thank you to James because I was a student in New York and I was a clerk at a bakery. And he would come into the bakery every day for coffee and a croissant. And I recognized who he was. I said, hey, I'm studying journalism. Can I interview you for my paper? He graciously agreed. I got an A in the paper. I just want to say thank you. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, that was the bakery at 54th and 1st.
54th and 1st.
Great memory. I'm sure. I have a coffee and a half moon. It's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. My quick question was, I saw the Warriors first time on TV, and I could swear the beginning was different. Was there a TV edit with a different beginning shot for it, or I swear there was a beginning.
There was a scene cut out, but I don't think it was ever in the movies. What they were saying, Sidney Poitier's daughter.
It opened with Cleon and Pamela Poitier. He was explaining to her why they had to go.
Oh yeah, we might have.
And then he introduced all the Warriors.
Yeah, we did.
That was the broadcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of spit and glue on this one too. At the beginning, we had to figure out a way how to say who's going, why they're going. They're not packing anything, how many of them there are, and it was a big deal. So we put together that montage, and then those wipes, those fancy wipes that we did. But yeah, I think there was a scene that was there.
Goodbye,
and for television, they re-edited it.
It was on the boardwalk during daytime.
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. We cut that.
Didn't you have is there a bit that wasn't used, but was that originally voiced over from Orson Welles? Is that true? Wow. Saying like.
I don't think so.
Really? That's what it said. That's what it said on the making of it.
It was way too expensive.
Oh, it was composed because there was some dialogue to link it back to kind of Greek mythology.
Sounds like something Walter would want. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember.
This man.
I have heard that the character Fox was supposed to be the love interest of Mercy, and that changed, that the actor ended up leaving the film. Is that true? And sort of how does that work when you're making a movie and you make that kind of giant change right in the middle, changing the entire story?
I'd like to answer that with a no answer. I don't think we want to get into that, and he did a fine job. He's a wonderful actor, and that's private territory.
But yes.
Okay.
Good cop, bad cop.
Just a couple more questions, and we gotta wrap it up in the middle there.
How did you guys get Joe Walsh to do that song?
Harry Warzine, who was a composer, very good friend of Joe Walsh's, and he brought Joe Walsh in.
Hadn't he done a couple of pictures for you?
Yeah, he done several pictures for me, and he lives in Santa Barbara now, and has for 40 years. He and Joe Walsh are very good friends. In fact, I I went to an Eagles concert with him in Santa Barbara. Joe Walsh got on stage and said, "I got a guy out here who rode in the city with me, and we played every night." Well, so that's how you came in.
Right in the middle there.
Yeah. Although you weren't the lead, I think 30 years looking back, you and James Remar and David Patrick Kelly, I think are the two performances that really endure. That my son and I were talking about on the way over here. He's 50 years old, and his other obsession, he's a big fan, and the other obsession is Star Wars. And you were saying that you were the Boba Fett of the movie. You know, if they knew what they had then, looking back, you know, you would have had a much bigger role. And like you were saying before, how you would have made it all the way back. We really appreciate your performance.
Thank you. But, you know, I don't watch this film very often. It's actually a pretty powerful emotional experience for me. And I was just commenting, I was sitting next to Larry in the back, how wonderful an actress that Deborah Van Valkenburg was, and how wonderful everyone was. I mean, I have goosebumps. Very, very raw, wonderful talents, and you know, you never know really where the chips are going to fall. You know, I got to be lucky and you know, keep doing this, and I think maybe just because I'm sitting here, but thank you nevertheless. But it was populated by an astonishing cast. I mean, the guy on the roller skates, I forgot his name. He didn't even have a single line.
Yeah. He's a stuntman. All those guys in that fight in the bathroom were stuntmen, one of them being the stunt coordinator, Craig Baxley. But that guy on the skates, he was also the only one that could skate.
What a presence.
He was from Xanadu.
You keep bringing it up, we're going to show it.
I'll be here.
Okay, one last question, and these guys are going to go. This man then.
Was the radio host in the script, or was that added in the editing room?
She was in the script, but not as much as that. And we shot wide, medium, close, and then we got her lips, and it started in one of those 4 cutting rooms. It started becoming a transitional theme, and it also became a way for us to get some music in and also help tell the story as we went along.
Wonderful Broadway actress named Lynn Thigpen, who's dead.
Yeah,
Okay, well, just the last question for me. How does it feel watching it 31 years later? More? 32 years later?
it was fantastic. I have to say it brought back a lot of memories. And the other thing I realized was we were in our early 30s then, you know. We're all,
Not me.
except for him. But we were young and we were reckless and, you know, believed in everything and didn't think this was hard. And, you know, we just went in there to make this movie and it became us against the world to get the movie done, you know. And